Ready? I'd like to call to order the Westmont Village Board meeting on November the 4th, 2021 to order at 6 o'clock p.m. and ask Clerk Sinski for roll call, please.
Mayor Gunter?
Here.
The clerk's here. Trustee Barker?
Here.
Trustee Brady?
Here.
Trustee Guzzo? Here. Trustee Little? Here. Trustee Nero?
Here.
Trustee Simonovich? Did she hear me? Trustee Simonovich? Well, she's remote.
She's going to try to do remote, yes. Yes.
Attorney Zimonak?
Here.
Assistant Village Manager Parker?
Here. Okay, could everybody please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And I'd like to welcome everyone tonight. Getting close to our 100th anniversary celebration, and it's an exciting time. The first item is open forum. Is there anybody here who's not on the agenda? This is a time. If not, then I'll close open forum. Move on to reports. The next Public Safety Committee meeting, Police Public Safety, will be on December 22nd. Chief Riley, you got a COVID-19 update for us?
Good evening, Mayor, Village Board. So as we are looking like we're going in the right direction, our positivity rate has dropped from 2.3 2 weeks ago down to 1.6. Even the governor is talking about lessening the mask mandate, but unfortunately we're not out of the woods yet, so we have to wait a little bit. In DuPage County, our count is 110,832 from 2 weeks ago. That's up 2,493 new cases with 1,467 deaths. And unfortunately, that's up 14 new cases. And one of those is my close friend that passed away just the other day from COVID. In Westmont, we are currently at 2,741 cases. And from 2 weeks ago, that's up 59 new cases in Westmont, along with, unfortunately, one new death. We'll see what the numbers bring from Halloween. Hopefully, everybody had a great time downtown, but hopefully our numbers stay down. As I always end with, let's continue to do the right thing. Face mask coverings, social distancing, and of course, washing hands. And hopefully in the next couple, 2-3 weeks, we can get out of this mask wearing. But the governor is truly waiting for the hospitalizations in the beds in the ERs to come down before he allowed the mask mandate to be loosened a little bit. So if there's any questions I can answer from any of the board members or mayor, if not, that's the report for you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, sir.
A couple of quick items. The prescription drug take-back was on October 23rd. Residents dropped off 257 pounds of unwanted prescription drugs. We want to thank everyone who helped out. And then the paper shred Special Olympics fundraiser was on October the 30th. That event was a record-breaking this year. $5,118 was collected and 9,500 pounds of paper. That all goes towards Special Olympics. And at this time, I'm going to ask Larry McIntyre to, like I said, next week on Wednesday is the village's 100th anniversary, and there's a lot of things going on, and I want Larry to recap it for us.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to put on the overhead here the agenda for next Wednesday. We've been working on this for 5 years. And 100th Anniversary Committee has been an 11-member board working on all sorts of activities, but it finally culminates to next Wednesday, which is going to be November 10th. And so the public festivities begin at 4:30 p.m. We're going to have a big tent right here in front of Village Hall, 31 West Quincy. And at 4:30 we'll have social activities, we'll have Westmont trivia, we'll have historical displays. We're also going to have food and beer vendors on hand, so all of those for cash purchases. We'll have 2 food trucks. We'll have Dolce restaurant serving wine and Whiskey Hill serving beer. And then at 5:30, Mayor Gunter will be the MC for the rest of the evening and kick things off with a welcome address. At 5:45, we have the Future of Westmont Historical Mural Unveiling. You can see behind the village board right now, we have the 4 previous versions of the historical murals. Each of those depicting a different era of Westmont's history, and then the final mural is the future of Westmont, which our local artist, Fanny Moy, has been working on that for actually a couple of years, so we're looking forward to seeing that final result. At 6 p.m., we have something that we've been referring to as the Legacy Awards. There's a business component to that in which businesses who have served Westmont for 50 or more years will be recognized, and will also specifically recognize Westmont's longest serving business. And then we'll have the Community Legacy Awards, in which 6 different families will be recognized, each family being chosen for elected service, decades of service, and then multiple generations of family involvement within the community. And so looking forward to honoring those families. We'll also be honoring one additional group, which is the Westmont Park Board, in which 4 of their members had served 35 or more years. And so looking forward to the Legacy Awards. The final component of the evening will be the reveal and discussing about the 21-21 time capsule. Previous to Wednesday, we'll have a ceremony in which about 20 local organizations will be supplying materials to go into the time capsule, and then on Wednesday we will finalize that. And then after that, we will have a fireworks display, and that's the agenda.
Everyone's welcome.
That's right. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Moving on, Clerk Simsky.
I have a real short announcement. All village offices will be closed November 10th for the village's 100th anniversary, and November 11th for Veterans Day, as well as the 25th and the 26th for Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Trustee Little.
I'm going to apologize in advance, Mayor. Thank you. I have a very lengthy report tonight. We had our Administration Finance Committee meeting where Chief Riley gave out service awards to Bob Barr for 45 years in EMA, to Jim Conley for 40 years serving in the fire department, and to Kevin O'Hara for having achieved the highest ranking in the state of Illinois. There's only 210 of these in Illinois, and we have several of them here in Westmont, so we're very, very pleased to have that. We also honored 3 firefighters who went down to Louisiana to help out after the hurricane, and while they were there, they encountered 2 separate fires. We honored Matthew McCarthy, Patrick Lindsay, and Andrew Puckett. And then in addition to that, we had a promotion, Lieutenant Tom Bills to Battalion Chief. So that was very, very enjoyable to hear about that. We also talked about the list of holidays, the list of chair and co-chairs of all the committee meetings that are coming up for 2022. And then the property tax levy timeline. We have to publish it in the newspaper, and then we have to have a public meeting, and so we'll be reaching out to everybody to let them know that. Then on into community events, we had the downtown painted window projects. The fall and Halloween painted window project was a huge success with Westmont Special Events and the Creative Arts Network collaborating again they will be collaborating again for the winter and holiday paintings. Businesses will soon be able to sign up for winter or holiday scene now until November 19th. Our zombie pub crawl was held last Saturday. The Westmont Special Events hosted their pub tour, and it was a great success. 8 Westmont restaurants and bars participated, and each of them reported a great turnout. We want to thank our 17 volunteers that worked all day Saturday to make this happen, and we want to thank the participants and express our appreciation for their incredible costumes. The Kringle pub tour will be held Saturday, December 11th. That's the next pub crawl. This will be a costumed event, and people are encouraged to dress up as their favorite holiday character or just wear your tackiest over-the-top holiday sweater. More information at westmontevents.com. We also had a home decorating contest. There were 13 homes that participated. The first place went to the Mill family at 13 South Wilmette. Second place went to the Forster family at 221 North Lincoln, and third place went to the Cambron family at 229 North Lincoln Street. Honorable mention goes out to the Anders family at 402 North Grant. We also had a business decorating contest. Six businesses in downtown participated. First place went to the Westmont Pharmacy at 2 North Cass. Second place to Tarazi Restaurant at 14 North Cass. And third place goes to the Urban Veterinary at 35 North Cass. Photos of all these submissions can be found on Stanley Jamberger Westmont Special Events Facebook page. And that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Well, thank you. That was all good information. And I don't know if Trustee Simonovich, are you with us?
I am with you tonight, Mayor. Thank you.
And again,
I'll go ahead and forego
ahead.
my report, though, virtually.
Did you want to give the report, or should I just read it for you?
No, thank you, Mayor. I'm going to decline to do that tonight. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Again, she's would announce that they're hiring. We're Community Development Department planner, one, and a Finance Department accounting specialist. So if you're interested, please contact our HR department. Trustee Johanna Guzzo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a few items this evening. Our next Fire Public Safety Committee meeting is going to be January 27th, 2022, 4:30 here before the Village Board meeting. Everyone is invited to attend. And then I want to remind everybody, this weekend we're falling back. So when you turn your clocks back that hour, make sure that you're changing those batteries in your smoke detectors and your CO detectors. Very important. And I just want to say, looking forward to the 100th anniversary celebration. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. We're going to turn over here to Trustee Barker.
Thank you, Mayor. The Environmental Improvement Committee met on November 1st, and we celebrated the pumpkin smashing event, but we have an additional event this weekend, which is pumpkin composting, November 6th, Saturday from 9 to noon at the library parking lot. So bring your pumpkins, take the decorations out of them, and there'll be the Environmental Improvement Committee will be there to collect them. Last year was a record-breaking event, so we're doing very well with recycling and keeping that out of the landfill. You can also take your fall leaves, put them in a craft paper bag, and bring them to the street with no sticker, and they will be picked up in November at no cost. And then there's a International Dark Skies Association has a global conference on November 12th and 13th, and you can sign up for that. And I bring that to your attention because it gives you a perspective on the effects of overlighting across the globe. It's what happens when we turn up everything as bright as we can make it. So the 11th or the 12th and 13th, there's no cost to it, and they're asking for a donation, but they have speakers from all over the globe. They have a couple of U.S. astronauts, which I find very cool. They'll have a discussion panel, and you can see all that online, but very nice event. And then, Mayor, lastly, I'd like to call up Larry McIntyre to talk about our pumpkin smashing and our pumpkin smashing awards.
Thank you, Trustee Barker. As Trustee Barker mentioned, we have the composting coming up this Saturday, and I believe this is about the 6th year in a row that we've done composting. And it was Mary Gabriel, she was a former member of the Environmental Improvement Commission who, kind of led the charge of saying we must compost pumpkins or provide those opportunities. And the thought was, how do we promote that? How do we get the word out, and how do you make pumpkin composting exciting? And we came up with the idea of the Pumpkin Smash Contest. And for those who are unfamiliar with it, here in Westmont, we have community members bring a decorated pumpkin. We take them 20 feet up in the air in a bucket truck with their pumpkin, and they throw it to a target below. And it's a competition to see who gets the closest and also whose pumpkin splatters the most and things like that. And everybody really enjoys it. This past year was no exception. It's a great turnout. And I would also state that the pumpkins were better decorated than ever before. So tonight we're going to hand out our awards. Jeff, you can put this overhead so that everyone can kind of see the way this looks up here. but our, with the title of Pumpkin Smashing Superstar from the Westmont Park District, we have Mr. John Karish. Got that to you.
Thank you.
And then not with us tonight is Sharon Masick. She's also from the Park District. We'll get a picture in just a moment with all of them. But Sharon Masick, also from the Park District, won the ladies competition, so she's got the title of Pumpkin Smashing Phenomenon. And then honorable mention goes to Maddie with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So Maddie was able to join us and did very well as well. So big round of applause. And then we'll do a picture up front here. If I can have the chair and co-chair of VIC come up, we'll do a photo here.
Good idea, Bruce.
Yeah, John, we'll have you here.
I'm scared. Come on. Hey, Trustee Barker might have something for you. Yeah, I see.
Hey, John, enjoy it. I'm coming back for it next year. You know, you got lucky this year, but that's all right.
There. Yay.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Congratulations. Good job, John.
That's awesome.
Mayor, that's all I
All
have.
right, well, thank you. I'm going to go over here to Trustee Brady.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Under the Community Development Committee, cases for the October Planning and Zoning meeting will be held on December 2nd, the village board, during the village board agenda, including recommendations to approve a catering business at 825 North Cass and medical office redevelopment at 6320 South Cass, and also a 3-lot subdivision at 547 63rd Street, and also an animal hospital at 100 South Cass. The November Planning and Zoning meeting will be moved to Wednesday, November 17th, to accommodate the planned 100th anniversary activities. Regarding the virtual Veterans Day event, on November 11th, DuPage County did something new this year. They created an interactive portal that allows residents to highlight a veteran with a photo or written tribute. And do this to go to dupagecounty.co.org, veterans, for more information. Also, this past week, I had the opportunity to attend the 100 Club of DuPage County. This is an awards banquet for law enforcement officers and firefighters. 2 law enforcement officers were given the awards for valor, but something they did heroic in DuPage County. And this committee, what it does, it helps families of police officers and firefighters who put their lives on the line for us every day. Chief Riley is one of our liaison officers on the committee. Thank you, Chief. That's all I have, sir.
Oh, thank you, Trustee. Trustee Nero.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a few items today. Our next Public Works Committee meeting is December 16th, 4:30, right here at Village Hall. And again, please keep the leaves from the storm drains. The Public Works team reminds everybody to help out the community and do not rake your leaves in the street. Westmont has a free leaf collection program during the month of November to help residents get rid of these unwanted leaves. So please keep the storm drains near your home free of all leaves and other debris which may cause potential flooding. Thank you. And the last item, I just wanted to reiterate, the village board has a time capsule thanks to Larry McIntyre. So if anybody on the board has some fun things to put in here by Monday, I would appreciate it. Trustee Little's going to help me out on Monday if I'm not able to be here yet to kind of explain the items, but maybe photos, a letter, any type of memorabilia you may find in the basement or anything. So I'm going to dig through some old things and see what I can get. Not too many ideas can fit in here, but I know Larry and I were joking, maybe we put a USB drive in there, and then the project would be if they could figure out how to open it in 100 years, but we'll see. We'll see what we can come up with. Thank you, Larry, for wherever he went, for thinking about it. I think it's a cool idea. That's all I have, sir. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And I failed to mention one thing, and it's good news, bad news. The good news is Amazon Fresh opened this morning. We had a ribbon cutting at 6:30, 7 o'clock. Trustee Little was there with me. The bad news is they have a power outage, and they had to close at noon, right, Chief? Yes, sir. And they may not be open for a couple days. They had a major power outage underground, so they're working on it. So it's a beautiful store. And, they had a great turnout this morning, but unfortunately, they ran into some difficulties. So, moving on, does anybody have any items they'd like removed from the consent agenda?
Mayor, I'd like to request item 7E, the proclamation of the Westmont Centennial, be removed.
Okay, it will be, and I'd ask, anybody else has anything? I'd ask Assistant Manager Parker to read, please, the consent agenda.
Thank you, Mayor. The consent agenda includes the following: Village Board minutes from the October 21st meeting, Finance Ordinance number 14 in the amount of $999,810.82, and a series of purchase orders. The first one is for Axon Enterprises for $119,075.86. That's consistent with the contract that was approved at the prior meeting. And it's for police cameras, including body-worn cameras as well as tasers. It's an annual payment. We have a purchase order for Mr. Duck Inc. in the amount of $23,140 for duct cleaning in various village buildings, also approved previously. We have a purchase order for Vixen Construction in the amount of $21,600 for Addington Plaza capstones, which is really a change order for the following purchase order, which is a little bit lower on the agenda. We have a purchase order for Chicago Land Paving Contractors in the amount of $1,040,000 for the Lincoln Irving parking lot. We have the another purchase order for Vixen Construction in the amount of $864,081.10 for the general Addington Plaza construction. We have a purchase order for Primera Engineers in the amount of $58,810 for Phase 2 or design engineering for Addington Plaza. We have a purchase order for Primera Engineers in the amount of $24,750 for the Phase 3 or construction engineering. We have a purchase order for WBK Engineering in the amount of $83,660 for the 61st Street and Cumner Road Basin improvements. We have a purchase order for West Central Municipal Conference in the amount of $20,036.85 for the fall tree planting, and a purchase order for Curry Motors in the amount of $75,002 for the replacement of 2 police vehicles, which brings the total of the purchase orders to $2,330,155.81, bringing the total of purchase orders and the finance ordinance to a grand total of $3,329,966.63. And that concludes the consent agenda.
We have a motion to approve as presented.
Motion to approve, Little.
Second, Nero.
Motion been made and second. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Little,
Yes?
Trustee Brady,
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich,
Yes.
Trustee Barker,
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Motion passes. Going back to the item that was removed, the proclamation, I'll have the opportunity to read it. It's a proclamation celebrating Westmont's centennial. Whereas Westmont's incorporation was officially passed, decided by a large vote of 41 to 28 in the month of November in the year 1921, and whereas this community was founded on bricks and the railroad, yet has grown and prospered, and whereas out of farmland and quarry, a thriving town has emerged, and whereas outstanding schools through 5 districts, a beautiful park district, and a world-class library all come together to create our community, and whereas a town once known as Whiskey Hill in the 1930s, due to the number of taverns in a dry county, is now celebrating for the 90-plus restaurants that feature many cuisines from around the world, and whereas the officials Staff and volunteers at Westmont continue to work to keep Westmont a great place to shop, dine, and discover. And now therefore, I, Ronald J. Gunter, Mayor of Westmont, on behalf of the Village Board and residents, celebrate and proclaim the anniversary of the 1921 incorporation of the Village of Westmont this November 10th, 2021, a Centennial Celebration Day in Westmont. And may we all continue to strive to ensure the prosperity of our village for the next 100 years. And I entertain a motion to approve the proclamation.
Motion to approve, Barker?
Second, Nero.
Motion been made and second. Any additional comments? I think it speaks for itself. Roll call, please.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes?
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Motion passes. We're going to move on to new business. The Animal Clinic, 100 South Cass Avenue. Board to consider an ordinance approving request from Dr. Annie Ubata, I probably said that wrong, but DVM and Blog Group LLC for an animal clinic located at 100 South Cass Avenue for the following. 1, special use permit to operate an animal clinic in the B1 Limited Business District. 2, zoning code variance for an animal clinic to be located within 100 feet of a residence district. And 3, a B1 development permit. And I got Director Sylvester to give us some more information.
Mr. Mayor and trustees, just very briefly, as the mayor just read, Dr. Annie Ubatuba is proposing to open up an animal rehabilitation center at 100 South Cass. It does require 3 approvals, which the mayor just read. That's per the village's zoning ordinance. This proposal was considered at a public hearing in front of the Planning and Zoning Commission a few weeks ago. There were no objections, and the Planning and Zoning Commission voted unanimously to recommend approval of all 3 of the required items to be voted on. If there are any questions, Dr. Ubatuba is here tonight if you want to ask her anything.
Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve, Little?
Second, Nero.
Motion made and seconded. Does the doctor want to come up and say anything before? I know that it's more of a therapy thing, right?
I'm Dr. Batuba, and I am proposing to open an animal rehabilitation center, mainly for, post-op animals, neurologic animals, geriatric animals. It's a needed business in the area, and I've spoken to the urban veterinarian, and she was referring patients to Homer Glen, so it would be nice to have a rehab center just right here in Westmont for surrounding veterinarians to refer patients to.
I understand our local vet came and endorsed it, so.
Wow.
Any questions? Trustee Lowe.
Will you be using chiropractic medicine on the dogs and cats?
Yep, I'm certified in chiropractic, acupuncture, and animal rehab.
Great. As a owner of a geriatric pet, who's
Is that your husband?
yeah, my 12-year-old Labrador. I know how hard it is to find when you've got an animal that has those kind of issues, and I'm sure it is a well-needed.
Trustee Nero.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing. It's definitely a need in the area, and it's great that you've reached out to Dr. Torek, and I'm sure you've reached out to West Suburban Vet too, but there's nothing around. So it's great that you came here and chose Westmont. Thanks.
Yes. Anybody in the audience? Now I'd ask for a roll call, please.
Trustee Little.
Yes?
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Welcome. New business B, a medical clinic, 6320 South Cass Avenue. Board to consider ordinance approving requests from SAR US LLC for the construction of a medical clinic located at 6320 South Cass Avenue for the following. 1, preliminary and final plat of subdivision to consolidate 2 lots in the C1 Commercial Business District. 2, a zoning code variance to allow a parking lot to encroach into the Cass Avenue supplemental setback line. 3, site and landscaping plan. And 4, commercial masonry waiver. And I have Director Sylvester.
Mr. Mayor and trustees, this is an exciting proposal to redevelop the site at 6320 South Cass. If you're familiar with this site, it's just south of 63rd on the west side of Cass. It's a bank building that's been vacant for at least 3 years. It's got a drive-through facility. It's really just sat there unused for several years. SARC US is proposing to tear that building down and construct a new medical office building. And in order to do so, they need the approvals that the mayor just read. They need to consolidate that property into one single lot. It's currently 2 lots, and that needs to be consolidated through the plat subdivision process. The parking is proposed to be in front, and we have requirements that parking be set back a certain distance from Cass. But their proposal, which was reviewed by the Planning and Zoning Commission, is to have the parking lot in front of the building closer to Cass. And then they need the site and landscaping plan to be approved, and then the commercial masonry waiver. Planning and Zoning Commission reviewed all of this. They did have a public hearing. There were no objections. The Planning and Zoning Commission voted unanimously to recommend approval. And Tom Liaibo is here with the applicant if you do have any additional questions.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve, Nero.
Second, Little.
Motion been made and second. Anybody would like to comment? Nobody from the audience? Seeing none, I'd ask for roll call, please.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Motion passes. Again, welcome. Makes it easy. Planning and zoning does all the work. We just get. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks.
New business C, catering establishments, a text amendment and special use. Board to consider ordinances approving the following requests from Nitch and Company Catering and Events LLC and Westmont Business Park LLC for the following. 1, text amendment to add catering facilities as a special use permit in the OR Office Research District. And 2, a special use permit to operate a catering facility at 825 North Cass Avenue, Unit 303. Director Sylvester.
Mr. Mayor and trustees, the property at 825 North Cass is zoned OR. What's interesting is years ago there was a different catering business at that address. That catering business left, and the space has been vacant for some time. When a new business came forward and wanted to locate in that space, staff looked at the zoning ordinance and found out that catering businesses are not allowed there. So what this request is to change the zoning rules to say that catering businesses are allowed in that zoning district, the OR zoning district, and then the applicant is now applying for the special use permit in order to operate a catering business at 825 North Cass. Allie Cavedo and Nicole Dryden are here with the business. They're the applicants if you have any questions for them. And the Planning and Zoning Commission did consider this at a public hearing, and then they recommended unanimously to approve the request.
And would they like to come up and say anything about the business? No. If not, then I need 2 motions. I need 1 motion to approve the text amendment to add catering facilities as special use in the OR Office Research District.
Motion to approve Guzzo.
Second, Little.
Motion made and second. Anybody from the audience? Seeing none, roll call, please.
I'm sorry, who had the second?
Little.
Trustee Little.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Motion passes. I need a second motion for special use permit to operate a catering facility at 825 North Cass Avenue, Unit 303.
Motion to approve Guzzo.
Second, Little.
Motion made and second to approve. Any other comments, questions? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Again, welcome. New business G, 303 West Ogden Avenue, the water main replacement agreement. Board to consider ordinance approving a cost-sharing agreement for the Park Street Water Main Replacement Project adjacent to 303 West Ogden Avenue. The cost-sharing agreement will be between the Village of Westmont and GPS Development. Director Ramsey.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. The section of water main to replace is over 50 years old and has had numerous water main breaks on it. The new water main will also help with the water pressure issues that are in the building currently. In the agreement, the Village of Westmont is to pay 50% of the total cost, or up to $50,000, whatever is less. The rest of the cost will be paid by GPS Development. Staff does recommend the approval of this cost-sharing agreement.
What do you, Director Ramsey, what do you think project this cost, total cost to be?
There's been a couple estimates. The last estimate I've seen was about $125,000.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve, Barker.
Second, Nero.
Motion made and second. Additional
I got a
question?
question.
Trustee Brady.
Was this determined before the building was put together? I mean, it's a new building, just under construction, and also the main, is it gonna be on their property or on the street?
Director Ramsey.
So to answer your first question, what happened was that the water main that they put in to feed the building for fire protection, they had trouble passing their flow tests. So they meet certain standards with their flow tests, but not all of them. So they came back to us and asked if they could run a new service line into that building. And for that to happen, they need to tap off of Ogden Avenue and run it down Park Street and then tap the new service line off of that. The good thing about this is now they're going to have two service lines going into the building, and since it's a medical building, if they have to shut one of those off for some reason, they won't be shutting the building down from, they'll always have water to that building. And to answer your second question, that will be in the village's right of way, and once it's installed, the village will maintain it from that point on.
Additional questions? Anybody in the audience?
Yes.
Thank you. I'd ask.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Roll call, please.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes?
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Motion passes. New business E, IEPA project plan and loan assistance for Liberty Park Water System. Board to consider ordinance authorizing a service agreement with Baxter and Woodman for an IEPA project plans and loan assistance for the Liberty Park Water System. Director Ramsey.
Thank you, Mayor. Baxter and Woodman Engineering is proposing for preparing us a report to fulfill the project planning requirements of the IPA State Revolving Fund Public Water Supply Loan Program regarding proposed Liberty Park improvements. This is necessary for the village to apply for an IEPA loan to pay for the improvements needed to provide the water service to the unincorporated Liberty Park subdivision. Some of the proposed improvements are a new water main on 7 of the streets, water valves, water services, and fire hydrants. Staff is recommending the approval of this proposal in the amount of $34,100.
Have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve, Little?
Second, Nero.
Motion made and second. Comments? Trustee Barker.
Question for Director Ramsey. Mike, with this funds that we are spending on this, is that recoverable in the future?
Yes. So working with the county, they're looking at different ways of paying for this project. Obviously there's going to be an upfront cost that the village will have to upfront, but we will get all those funds back eventually. It's going to take some time, obviously, but there's different ways we can fund this, special assessments, but working with the county to work on, do we do something with the property tax, special assessments? So there's a lot of different options there. Working with the county, they've done this in numerous other municipalities in the past, so they're very experienced with this. There's a lot of unincorporated areas in DuPage County that don't have water, and this is one of their main concerns, and it's one of our concerns too as a village, to make sure that all our residents, even though Liberty Park is still unincorporated, but they are future residents of ours, that we can supply them with water moving forward.
And Mike, I do gotta say that we appreciate all your efforts on the, it's nice to know that we're working as hard as we can to get them clean drinking water. And as we all know, it's gonna take time and it's gonna take a lot of money. And the fact that, you know, whatever we're spending here is recoverable in the future, at least those people have what they need. And they will be our future residents. Thank you.
Additional comments?
Thank you.
Seeing none, I'd ask for roll call, please.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Motion passes. New business F, amendment to the village manager's employment agreement. Board to consider ordinance approving a first amendment to the employment agreement with the village manager. I guess Attorney Zemanek or Assistant Manager Parker.
Sure. So this would be the First Amendment to the agreement with the manager, which was first adopted in 2015. And at the mayor's request, staff put together an analysis to see where the village manager was compensated and look at other communities. And so as a result of that, we're proposing there's some amendments proposed to the manager's contract. And those amendments include, in rough terms, an adjustment to compensation, addresses automobile benefits, and addresses sick time payouts. Some administrative matters with those.
Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve, Nero.
Second Little?
Motion made and second. Any additional comments? Nobody in the audience? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Motion passes. Moving on, new business G, proposed aggregate tax levy. Board to consider motion determining the proposed aggregate tax levy. Assistant Village Manager Parker.
So these next two items kind of go together, and they were talked about in a lot more detail at the Administration and Finance Committee meeting, so I'll just go over them very briefly here. This is the first step where the board identifies the potential property tax levy, and then later on we'll have an actual public hearing and adoption of that levy. So this first item is for the proposed aggregate levy for the village in general as well as the library. It's a combined levy. With that, we have Library Director Julia Cohen here in case there's any questions regarding the library's piece of that aggregate levy. The aggregate levy, the grand total is in the amount of $9,583,437.
Have a motion to approve the proposed aggregate tax levy.
Motion to approve Little?
Second, Nero.
Motion made in second. Additional comments? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Motion passes, and we'll move to new business H, proposed aggregate tax levy for the Westmont Special Service Area 2. Assistant Village Manager Parker.
This is basically the same thing as we did for the last item, only instead of being for the general village and library, this one is specifically for the special service area that covers the same area the North Westmont Fire Protection District used to cover and allows us to provide coverage for them, bringing them up in terms of similar payment to what our residents pay.
Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve Little?
Second, Nero.
Motion made in second. Any comments? Anybody in the audience? Seeing none, I ask for roll call, please.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Motion passes. Moving on, miscellaneous. Anybody have anything they'd like to, just remember to set your clocks back and check your smoke detectors and come here next Wednesday night for our 100th anniversary. Everybody's welcome for the celebration starting at 4:30. Seeing nothing else, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second Little?
Motion been made and second to adjourn. I'd ask for roll call, please.
Trustee Braden.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
I want to thank everyone. This meeting is adjourned.